Yo, what's going on guys, it's Rest. In this video, I want to go over the corrective measure Timelost. If you don't know, this is the weapon that's dropping this week from Master Vault of Glass. So if you want to go out and farm for it, this is 100% going to be the week to do it. This thing can actually get some pretty good rolls, but obviously machine guns aren't the greatest in the game right now. They've already addressed that they're kind of lacking in what they want to do. So you should expect to see a buff coming soon. So if you want to go in and grab you one, this is going to be probably one of the better LMGs to actually have in your arsenal. And as always, if you do enjoy or find this helpful in any way, consider subscribing and dropping a like. It really helps me out and our community grow by getting these videos out there for everyone to see, and I truly appreciate it. Also, the website I'm using to craft these weapons will be linked in the description as well. It's a great website. Be sure to go over there and show them some support because they definitely deserve it. But getting right into this, we're going to start in the PvE category first, and we got to understand that machine guns are normally used for ad clear. Yes, you can use them for boss DPS, but they are utterly worthless. But who knows, with the buff coming soon, they could be pretty good for that. So I will be making a boss DPS build as well. Now, starting off though, the main thing is going to be the ad clear build first. So again, pretty much every PvE mod, you're going to be using adept big one spec for an adept weapon. Then I honestly will go with range, just to have some more, range to cut enemies further away. But this is kind of up to you. I wouldn't go with reload speed due to some of the perks going to be taken, but if you want more stability or handling, go right ahead. And obviously it's a mass work, so you might not exactly get what you want, but if I had a choice, I would definitely go with range. Now get over to the perk. Since this is a Timelost weapon, you're always going to have dynamic sway and firefly on it as the curated role. You're always going to be able to get these, but you will be able to get 2 additional perks. With that being said, get into the barrels. Again, since I heavily focus on range, I would go with something like full bore right here to get 13 more range, which is an insane amount of more range. So you're going to have 79 range, which is really, really good. And then I would go with extended mag. Now, the reason I'm going to take extended mag, this is going to give us to a 73 magazine size, and that's because I'm going to take something like subsistence. Subsistence, if you don't know, whenever you kill an enemy, it's going to put some ammo back in the magazine, and this also recently got buffed where it doesn't actually reduce your ammo count. It used to take some of your ammo count away, but now that you have max on a machine gun, with it, you're going to be able to shoot this thing forever and never have to worry about reloading, like, at all. You have 73 rounds, you kill enemies in 1, 2, maybe 3 shots, and you're going to be able to act clear insanely well with this. Now, to help buff that damage up, I would also be taking one for all right here as well. And this is just going to give you a 35% damage increase whenever you hit 3 separate targets, which is going to be really easy to do with a fully automatic weapon. And this right here will be a ad clear machine. This is a 450 round per minute, which is arguably the best LMG in the game. So definitely get this if you want a ad clear weapon. Now, to be fair, there are a lot of just normal base primaries that are super good for ad clearing, so you really don't need a heavy weapon to do it. But if you need to take out some tanky enemies from longer range away, this is 100% going to be one of your best weapons to do that. And for boss DPS, you can honestly keep the same thing over here, like extended mag, full bore, just to have that range. But I'm going to actually take something like rewind rounds over here, because if you don't know, this is going to make it whenever you run out of ammo, you're essentially going to put some rounds back in the magazine, and on a machine gun with 73 rounds, you're going to be able to shoot nearly infinite. It's kind of like subsistence where you're going to be ad clearing like crazy, have infinite ammo. This is going to be your boss perk to just have infinite ammo. You can just never stop shooting. It's kind of ridiculous. Now, in the other perk column, honestly, they're not too good for boss DPS. One for all could be decent. Say something like Vogue. Again, if LMGs do become meta for boss DPS, you can just shoot 3 harpies, then start shooting the Atheon, which could be good. And something like high impact reserves can be good as well if you get the magazine down fast enough, because you're going to keep refilling it lower and lower, so you're always going to have the lower magazine. So I think high impact reserves would be the best. You get a pretty good damage bonus, and it'll stay consistent with rewind rounds. Now, as you see, there are some very appealing perks. Things like demolitionist is also really good. You can throw a grenade, you're going to get your ammo count refill, which is insane on a 73 round machine gun, plus you're getting your grenade energy back. Feed and Frenzy, also really good. Feed and Frenzy Firefly could be something really fun because you're going to get some insane reload speed. If you actually switch up and get some reload speed over here, Adept Big One Spec, and then reload over in here, you're going to be able to just instantly reload the thing, cause explosions everywhere, which can also be very, very good for ad clear. Personally, I do think the subsistence one for all role will be a little bit better than that, but if you like to create explosions, I definitely understand the appeal of Firefly and Feed and Frenzy. Even things like Thresh and Adrenaline Junkie can be good. Thresh obviously is going to give you some more super energy, which is nice. Adrenaline Junkie is very, very situational, but paired with Demolitionist, which this gun does have, it can be a little bit easier to proc it over and over again, so that could be a combination you could do. But honestly, like I said, subsistence one for all, probably your go-to for ad clear, and then rewind rounds, high impact reserves, probably your go-to for boss DPS. Now getting into the PvP role, this is actually a really, really good PvP LMG. Again, it's 450, arguably probably the best LMGs for PvP as well. And I would honestly, again, go for range. So range masterwork, max that out. You're going to get additional range right here, which is nice. Then since it's an adept weapon, you can actually take adept Icarus grip, which will give you a +5 range boost, and you have accuracy in the air. But honestly, the amount of times you're going to be in the air with the LMG is very, very limited. So I don't know if I would take adept Icarus grip, but if you would like to, it could be nice. But if you take something like adept range, you're going to buff your range up to 75, which could be really, really good. But again, that little range increase might not be worth it just to have the simple accuracy in the air with adept Icarus grip. So honestly, probably would take this, but adept range is definitely not bad at all because you will get that range increase. But I'm going to go with adept Icarus grip, and then obviously over here, since we're focused on range, full bore is going to be your best option. You're up to 84 range. Then something like Akaraz round is going to give you a little bit more range. You're up to 93 range on the LMG. And then if you go back to depth range, you go to 97. You're not at 100, but you are right at it at 97, which is crazy. But again, having that inner accuracy, even though you might not use it much, I feel like would be a little bit better. Then over here, since you already have dynamic sway reduction on the gun, I would say that is the best perk for PvP since you're focusing heavy on the range stat. This is going to buff your stability up and accuracy a little bit. But even things like surplus could be really good. So if you want to roll that in the additional column, you can, which could be nice. But dynamic sway for PvP is probably going to be your best option over here. Then now in the next column, a lot of these perks like Adrenaline Junkie, Thresh can be okay. One for All is not going to be the greatest. Firefly can be, again, okay. Unpack reserves can be very interesting because when you pick heavy ammo up in PvP, obviously you're going to be at the lower end of the magazine, which will buff your damage a little bit. Honestly, I don't think the LMG needs it that much, and I think taking something like Tap the Trigger to get that short period of bonus accuracy stability on the first shot could be good because this is going to make your first part of the gun be very, very stable and accurate, and then dynamic sway, you hold the trigger down, you're going to be very, very stable and accurate. So throughout the whole gun, this is essentially buffing your stability like crazy. The range of the gun already is insane. You have adept Icarus, so you can shoot in the air more, and it makes this to be a very, very overall really good LMG for PvP. I would honestly argue that this might be the best LMG for PvP. This could be the new Hammerhead. Obviously, the Hammerhead could roll kind of stuff like this, and it was absolutely insane. And I think this is 100% going to be the replacement for it. So that is the Timelost corrective measure. Again, in PvE, these things right now aren't the greatest, but if they are going to buff them, this is 100% the one you're going to want to get. If you found something like the Adept Swarm last season, that's also going to be pretty good, but that is a lower round per minute. And again, the 450 round per minute LMGs are probably just the best in the game. So this is probably going to be slightly better than that, but not too much. So don't stress out if you can't get a god roll one of these. Like I said, if they do go out and buff these and you are a LMG player, I would 100% try to get one of these before they go away because it will be one of the best in the game. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think is the best roll on this, on what you would like to get on the roll in general. Also, if you have any other guns that you want me to go over, be sure to drop a comment down below and I will try to get to them. I'm probably going to be doing the Adept Hung Jury next since that is the weapon that's dropping this week. And I know a lot of you guys probably want to see the rolls on that one. But that is going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.